Hey there, it's Trisha here, and I am here to help you if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the schedule. What classes to pick, what do the classes mean, what's going to happen in the classes. So, as you can see, I'm sharing my screen, and the best place to start is our website. So, if you're looking at our website, you can go right to the top, and here is our classes, our class schedules. So, we have it all broken out for you to make it a little bit easier. So right here, if you're looking for virtual classes, there's the live virtual schedule. Here is Horsham, then Plymouth Meeting, and then here's a complete schedule. Now, if you're wondering more about the classes, if you're wondering what these classes are, what they're going to look like, then you can click on this little button here, class descriptions. And right here, this page is a little snapshot of what the classes are at a glance. If you want to dive in deeper and get more information on the classes, then you can click right here for the complete list of class descriptions. So I'm going to scroll on down. We basically break up our classes into a few different ways. So at the top, we have our strength training classes. So we have strength training classes, there's cardio classes, and then there's classes that are more of a combination, and then there's classes that involve your flexibility and balance. So if we're diving into the strength training classes, and this goes for all the types of classes, but there's basically two different forms of our classes. There are classes that are interval based, or there's classes that are to the beat. Now, when something is interval based, it means that it's set to a timer. Okay, so instead of the instructor sort of making up what time they want to make up when it comes to the classes, they have it down to a specific amount of time. All right, so if we're going to strength training classes here, things that are interval based are your lift and form, your bar boot camp, and your lift boot camp. Anytime you see the word lift, that indicates heavier weights. All right, heavier weights, less reps. And again, since it's interval, you're going at your pace. All right, anytime you see the word bar, that's lighter I can't speak. Lighter weights, less reps. I said that completely wrong. I feel like I need to scratch and do this all over again. Anytime you see bar, that means lighter weights, more reps. All right, so lift is heavier weights, less reps. Bar is lighter weight, more reps. I feel like that's a tongue twister for me for some reason. All right, so here are the interval classes. Again, those are the ones set to the timer. And then to the beat classes, that's your bar. All right, that is your sculpt, and that's your bar sculpt, which is a combination. Bar is going to be the lightest amount of weight, the most reps. Sculpt is a little bit heavier weight and less reps. And then bar sculpt is a combination. All right, let's move on down to your cardio classes, okay? So cardio classes are anything that is getting your heart rate up, working your lungs, working your cardiovascular system. All right, so that is, again, we break it up into the interval classes and then the beat classes. So the interval class that is set to a timer is your Remix HIIT class. HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. So it's kind of short bursts of intense movement. And then to the beat class is your Remix cardio class. Now, if you're someone who's wondering, can I take this class and do I have to jump? You do not. So every class, no matter if it's high intensity or low intensity, they will offer you modifications throughout and different levels. So you can take it as high impact or as low impact as you want. So that's our cardio. And then if you're someone who's short on time or you just want to get both of it done at the same time, we have our combination classes. So again, broken up into the interval, which is set to the timer, or to the beat classes, which is to the beat. The interval classes are Remix Boot Camp, the Remix Tabata, and then HIIT Sculpt. So basic difference between boot camp and Tabata. Boot camp is sort of, we give free rein to the instructor to decide what they want to decide when it comes to intervals. So it can range from as short as here's a 10-second interval to here's a minute or a minute and a half interval. It just depends on how they're feeling and their style, but it's all a lot of fun. And then Remix Tabata is more specific. So that is 20 seconds on of an intense exercise and then 10 seconds off when you're resting. All right, so that's your Tabata. HIIT Sculpt is a little bit of a combination between cardio and strength training. And again, it has the timer set to it. All right, now we've got the beat classes. Our Remix Method class, and we get a big question on this class a lot, what is the method class? So it's kind of a mix of everything. So we have cardio in there, we have sculpt in there, and we have bar and a little bit of stretching. So since it's to the beat class, all those things are going to be to the beat. Then we have our cardio bar, which again, if you're going back to that strength training, remember it's small, light weight, lots of reps. And then cardio sculpt, so a little bit heavier weight, less reps. Then there's something called Remix Riser, which is what we use the risers for, and that one's a lot of fun. We bring them out and it's to the beat, kind of like you're dancing, but you're not really dancing, you're working out. It's a lot of fun. And then there's kickboxing sculpt too, which is a combination of the strength training with the sculpt piece, and then you're punching, kicking, all the above. All right, and then we do have a pop-up class, the Ultimate Mix, which I love teaching, and that is literally every class jammed into one. I think it's 13 different songs and 13 different classes into one 45-minute class. It goes by so fast because by the time you get sick of one class, you're moving on to the next one. So that's the Ultimate Mix. All right, so we're coming on down to our spin classes. So that is any class on the spin bike. All right, so Remix Spin is basically just your spin class, all right? Just your really focusing on riding that bike, okay? Some of our instructors may add in one song for arms, but primarily it is focused on the spin. Spin boot camp is a little different. So you're going to be on the bike for a good portion of the ride, and then you may pop off for a little bit for some interval-based training. Spin Sculpt, similar. You'll be on the bike for a good portion and then pop off for some to the beat training. And then Spin Arms is you're on the bike for the entire time, but there's a good section that is devoted to arms. Okay, moving down. We've got our flexibility and strength training classes. So these are more focused on increasing your flexibility, increasing your balance, focusing on your breath, slowing things down a little bit, and we have some different options. So we have Pilates Sculpt, and it's about, since it has that sculpt piece in there, there will be some weights. It's to the beat, but since it's Pilates, it may not all be to the beat. It's going to be at your pace, and what we like to call, we'll be flowing throughout the workout. It's really nice, and it's one of my favorites to teach. And then we have our lift flex. So since it has that lift word in the title, a little bit heavier weights, but then it has that nice extended stretching piece in there as well. Then we have our Remix Flex, which is just straight out stretching class. Really wonderful, something that we all need more of. And then our Remix Yoga, also very similar. And all of our yoga classes, there's a lot of different types of yoga, and the ones that we tend to do, that our instructors tend to do, are very gentle. They're for all levels. You'll still be building strength, and it's still definitely a workout, but they're really focused on finding your balance, finding your breath, and stretching. All right, final little section here is all about specific muscle-focused classes, okay? So we have some of these classes where you are focused on one body part, all right? And if you look at the title, it's pretty much in the title what it means. So arms core, focus on just your arms and your core booty, core sculpt, legs glutes, remix arms, and remix core. All right, and those ones, they tend to be to the beat classes, but it'll depend on your instructor as well. So that is just a general view of our classes, and hopefully that helps you guide you when you're trying to choose classes. And if you ever have any questions at all, always feel free to reach out, email us. You can even comment below on this video, and we will be sure to help you out. And again, sometimes these classes can, from the name, sound a little intimidating, but they are for all levels. So no matter what level you are, don't feel like you can't try it, all right? Because every single level is welcomed in the class. We offer modifications, we offer levels for all. So we can't wait for you to come, try all the classes, find your mix, and we will see you soon.